What's happening, guys? Just a quick one from me. Hopefully every time I say that the video turns into a 20-25 minute rant, so hopefully not this time. Just to kind of get straight to it, PSA has, as of last week, they have now reduced the price of their bulk tier to $18. What it was previously was $22, so obviously that's a $4 reduction, and prior to setting the price at $22 they actually had the $18 bulk special, which was probably about 3 months ago now. The funny thing about that is, so again, they set a 4-month turnaround roughly, and they have assigned that for the bulk tier, this $18 bulk tier that they've now set. But I've heard about a lot of people who submitted at that special $18 price at the time have received their cards after 2 or 3 months, which is interesting to see. They must have prioritized that over just the general bulk tier by the looks of things. I'm not sure exactly why they wanted to do that. I don't know if they're kind of advertise, or maybe because the special offer is usually available for actual members of PSA, like something I have signed up for personally. I don't know about yourself, of course. So maybe they just wanted to kind of prioritize people who had done that, although you could still get it by a middleman. So yeah, basically now they, alongside the fact that they've reduced bulk to $18, again a month after they reduced it to $22, they have now opened up a special offer similar to the $18 one a few months ago, except it's $15 now, and again it's a bulk, so for the bulk service, and it's estimated 120 days, so 4-month turnaround time. So I just want to say quickly that they kind of are moving a lot faster than I have personally anticipated. I think that's generally a shared sentiment amongst other people, but it'd be interesting to hear people say otherwise. Looks like they've basically dealt with the backlog, and because they adapted so much to that backlog, they've clearly got an excessive amount of service available. Basically got a lot of staff in, got a lot of facilities. I think they upgraded their warehouse facility again recently, so it looks like they have just increased their capacity so much so that they can at this point in time already offer a bulk service at that price. But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? First things first, I see this as an opportunity to basically send everything in that isn't like $1, less than $5 card basically, and even then I might still send something. So basically, like, the very kind of, I'm using the word bulk, and I've mentioned bulk a million times already, but that kind of like bulk $1, $2 cards, your V's, your V maxes, you know, your basic V's, V maxes, that kind of tier of card, I think you don't even want to send firstly. So I would just personally avoid sending that just because of the time and the money it takes. But those are the kind of ones I'd avoid, and I'm actually happy to send basically everything else. So I actually have here a submission, it's about 80 cards or so. So I submitted that the other day, so I'm hopefully going to send this out over the weekend, and it should get to their office in California quite quickly. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show the cards that I'm sending. It's a mix of some older, middle vintage kind of 2006, 2010 region, maybe a couple cards from a little bit earlier, a couple cards from a little bit later, and then there's a lot of modern in there as well. So you'll see from what I am sending that I personally see this as being, for me, it is basically the floodgate to send everything other than those $1, $2 cards, because the way I see things, I'm very selective first of all about making sure the cards are going to come back at 10. You know, even if the centering's off a little bit, I'm going to be very careful about sending things in. I'm talking here, of course, about modern cards mostly. So as someone who is quite selective, for me, I'm expecting the majority of the modern cards to come back 10s, not so much the older cards, because they obviously do have a little bit of whitening and so on. So I see it as a bit of a no-brainer. You see the prices of some modern cards, whether they just be like some pairs from any set, maybe not anything too special, maybe not specific Pokemon like Pikachu, Charizard and Umbreon, that kind of thing, and you know, even full arts from Sword and Shield era sets, the good ones, stuff from like Evolving Skies, for example, they're selling for like $60, $70, $80 in PSA 10. And again, as I say, for me, I see it as a bit of a no-brainer there. I pay you know, you pay $10 for the card, send it off. As I said, I'm quite sure it's going to get 10. It gets to 10, cost me 25. Actually, we have to pay VAT on top of that. Import back to the UK, actually, which is a bit of a pain. So that $15 is actually $18. And then obviously fees, postage as well on top. Roughly like $1 or $2 per card as well. So it's roughly about $19 to $20 per card. So then in total, it's costing me like £30 to buy the card first, then get it graded. And for example, you'll see here some of the cards that I have here, the modern cards in PSA 10 sell for like 70, 80 pounds easy. And I just don't see it being that bad of an idea right now. Do I want to just keep waiting for $7 cards? I see cards generally selling quite quickly, graded cards. I don't necessarily think that the demand has dropped that much. Of course, it's dropped significantly from this time a year ago, but I still see things going and selling quite quickly. And my thinking is, why wait? Why not just send some cards off now? And it's the difference between me making like £30 on the card I sell instead of like 25. That's kind of how I see it, and that's why I'm sending as many as I have done. I actually did send a kind of another big sized order, $22 as well. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but if I get charged in a few months time and that price has dropped again from 18 to anything else, I'm going to hopefully reach out to PSA and say, hey, I know I submitted at 22, but come on, you're dropping your bulk prices like nothing, like a hot stone. So maybe they'd allow it to be cheaper for me. That I'm pretty sure that is the kind of policy that they abide by. So but anyway, onto the cards quickly. You can get a better idea of what I'm sending. I'm sorry these are already in the they're sleeved up and put in these card savers, because I'm pretty much going to pack it now and then get it sent off. So that's why I can't really be asked to take them out. So I'm going to still try and show them off as best as I can. That's a lot of the scratching and stuff on here is going to be from the card saver as well. But you can see generally, like, condition of this looks like kind of 9-ish condition. So well there. And just here's one a little bit older, rather than that kind of like 2006, 2010. Probably going to get an 8. Happy to send that off either way. Scythers I'm sending off for myself because I am a big fan. So potentially 10s and 9s for those. This is just a Sandstorm reverse hollow. Can't see any whitening on that at all, so that should hopefully get the 10. I got it for a couple of dollars. It's going to cost me maybe 20, as I mentioned, including all the fees and stuff. I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to sell it. Most likely, if I do sell it, I'll probably get 50 or 60 pounds for it in the end. So still going to manage to potentially double my money anyway. So I don't see it being a bad thing either way. Nice slacking here. Agron again. Nice whirl on the shoulder blade there. Nice. This one, as far as I recall, is in pretty good nick. Well, obviously with the older cards, you're gonna get the odd dot here. It's gonna be difficult to find them without these imperfections. But the modern cards, you can be a lot more selective. Like, if I was treating these cards the same way I was treating the modern cards, there'd probably be half fewer than I was submitting. So golems again, definitely for me, these might not necessarily be 10s, although they look pretty good. But the golems are for me. I am that one weird person who actually collects Geodudes and golems and onyxes and stuff like that. So goes like that. Got this as well, hoping for the 10 on that. And then we've got a nice, I think that's EX Fire Red Leaf Green. Nice Manectric Hollow again. Lovely little swirl, even though it's kind of it bites bomb. Reverse Hollow Wellow and Smoochum from Dragon Frontiers. More than 9 range, so probably should start moving a little bit faster through these. Pop Series 2 Pidgeot. I actually sent a few of these off as well in my previous submission too, but I managed to get a hold of more of them. Again, probably 8, 9, 10 range. I'm thinking the average grade is probably going to be about a 9. Look at that lovely cracked ice pattern. Another pop series. This time it's the one Swampert. Sorry, I'm just gonna move through a little bit faster, as I mentioned. And then onto some modern. So this is the Mythic Shine, Legendary Shine, sorry, from Japanese set. 5, what's that? 5 and 5036. So it has this lovely holographic pattern, as you can. Very much reminds me of like the some of the weird foiling that you get in. Not weird, I don't know why I call it weird. Some of the cool foiling you get in Yu-Gi-Oh! And here's probably the last. These two are like 8s, 9s. Again, cost me very small amount. Got them before the boom, for example, so no brainer. Could wait again till just $10, $12, but that $5, $6, $7, whatever it is. I mean, when are we going to get to $8, right? When are we going to go from 18 to 8? That's for me going to be quite some time away, so I'm not going to fret over $6 or $7. I don't even know what set that's from, but that lying around. These two, a couple more reverse hollows that I think I just get 10, so yeah, for me they're guaranteed basically, unless I've screwed up somewhere, so goes off. And then here's the modern stuff, as I mentioned, a lot more particular with these cards, so that there's a lot more better centering, pretty much no whitening all round, and I pick out cards that I think are just a little more desired, a little more wanted. It's often the case where if you're purchasing from the UK, where I'm obviously selling mostly into, the cards are just significantly more expensive here, usually because they're just rarer, more difficult to pull. There's not as much product getting opened on this side of the Atlantic, so generally those cards are more expensive. And then obviously if you grade them and they grade in 10, it's just going to give that. So these are the only two that aren't actually Sword and Shield. Again, I only put them in because I thought they'd get 10s as well. So that's my 70 something card submission that's going out hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, just as I mentioned, just talking a little bit about, is this now a good time to open the floodgates? For me, it pretty much is. I could have, maybe when we at the $8 tier, $10, maybe $12, that's when I'll start sending out stuff like amazing rare Raikus and stuff, because they sell really well, but my margins on those would not be as good, and probably not worth the time more so than the it's more so the time than it is the cost as well, with a lot of those things as well. So let me know what you're thinking, and if you're prepared to send out a sub. I'm hoping, again, like the previous $18 special offer sub, that these cards are gonna be graded pretty quickly. I don't know if they're trying to get these out potentially by Christmas, before Christmas. I'm very doubtful that's gonna happen, but you never know, they might ramp things up as well. Would be a nice surprise. Probably not, probably gonna be closer towards the end of January, but yeah, I guess we'll just see. And yeah, so as I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. So thanks for checking out the video.